Hello everybody, welcome to On the Bright Side. My name is Daniel and I'm watching Code Geass. This is it, the final 10 episodes of Code Geass, and it still feels like we got a lot of ground to cover, but last time on Code Geass we learned about the truth of the contract with C2. We learned that she was taken advantage of someone who gave her Geass, continuing this ritual of people obtaining immortality and then giving someone a Geass, which once they become enough of a master over it, they obtain the ability to get immortality. And in the last episode, the Emperor obtained immortality from V2 and was thus able to take it from C2. However, thanks to Lelouch's words, she was able to resist for now, except now she's kind of reverted back to how she was when she first obtained the Geass. So, things are interesting right now, so I'm ready to get back into it, and if you guys are excited as we draw close to the end of Code Geass, then you should subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single Code Geass reaction going forward. Let's begin in 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, he's kind of in another dimension right now, which is good for us, but... Haha, rad.
陛下がおられないということは、ナナリーの命は助かるという意味だけど。やった。ブリタニアのこの動き、あの時、向こうの世界に置き去りになったようだな。
Yeah, we got a pretty good... We're in a pretty good situation right now, but...
私は何をすれば？
そうだな。服を裏返しに着て、歌いながら片付けてもらおうか。はい、
ご主人様。
Lelouch, she'll do it.
よせ、冗談だ。
ごめんなさい。だからひどいことしないで。
Yeah.
完全に戻っている。
Completely. How did this happen?
君にひどいことはしないよ。
It's...
ジェレミア。
There she goes. It's the truth. I like how he's still called Orange. He did get Cornelia. I've been wondering how what role she's really gonna play.
姉上、俺はただ妹を助けたいだけなんです。
何を今さら血の後ですよね。何だったんです？ゼロの作戦って。
Don't worry about it.
それは言えません。黒の騎士団における個人の価値はどれだけゼロの信頼を得ているかで決まります。 僕の価値観とは違うね。
Yeah. 何言ってんだ。Okay. Oh my god.
私を殺しなさいよ。
At least
ホ
got
ラが
some
ナイ
good
ト・オブ・
hits
ラウン
in.
ズに手を出したんだから覚悟はしてる。大嫌い。
I mean, you stopped yourself from using drugs on her, but you kind of deserve that one. Oh, the United Nations. Nice. A just war. Great. I'm just gonna call them the UN from now on. Well, we're making moves. She's being introduced to a lot of things. Will you stop hiding? I mean, I get it. Listen, but ooh, this is the latest delicacy from the amazing restaurant known as Pizza Hut. You can buy it today. Develop heartburn within a few bites. No matter what, C2's love of pizza never changes. Oh, Millie! Yeah, this is an interesting situation we find ourselves in.
8年前の自分なんて。
過去の決意なんて愚かだって言いたいのかい？
人の記憶なんて曖昧なもの。信じるほどの価値はない。9年前、私が書いた日記がある。でも私にはこの記憶がない。
え？皇帝陛下のギアス？
なぜアーニャに
I didn't even think about it like that. I just thought, like, she
今でも記憶がずれることがある。
changed.
連邦で戦った時にいきなり
She grew up. Oh, God.
必要なものと
Holy
は
fuck.
裏切りのクルルギ教
I forgot he just casually does shit like that.
ブラッドリー教
One of the
ナイト・オブ・テン
10.
はい例の虐殺公女様も
それ以上言えば名誉をかけて決闘を申し込むことになります
I will throw my glove at you. Why is there infighting here?
これはギャラハット
二人とも相手を間違えるな。
ナイト・オブ・ワン
Yeah, this is the leader.
バルキリエ隊をそのために連れてきたのだ。
Valkyrie Squadron. Oh, man. They're getting ready for war.
でも本当はとても優しくて私のお兄ちゃんもそうだった。
あなたがブリタニアの吸血鬼
Do you know of him?
ここが戦場ならあんたの血も吸えたのに残念だよ
って私は本国送りってことかしら。
いや人質としてしばらくここにいてもらう人質に必要なものは何だ命だ命さえあればその体に何が起ころうとプライドはないんですかブラッド
Don't like that.
家柄だけのお坊ちゃんは家の名前だけで認められる
Why? This guy hates every other knight. He's just like an asshole.
ランスロットにフレイヤーを
スザックにはグレンを使ってもらうつもりだったんだけど
僕が
ごめんなさいね私もついつい乗っちゃってランスロットの件ですが
戦術兵器に戦略兵器を乗せる機械
それだけの理由があります一時制圧圏内に含まれた物質はフレイヤのコラプス効果によって完全に消滅しますから
待ってそんなものをスザク君に撃たせるつもり
Yeah.
同じ民族を虐殺スザクまだイレブンと同族意識があるの
背負えと
It's
ユー
not
フィリア様の騎士でしょあなたは
Suzaku.
スザクこの矛盾はさスザック君だけじゃない君を殺すよ
I really don't want to know what this new bomb is going to be used for.
男が決勝というのはどうもな。
晴れの舞台ですか
Why
ら
not?
この戦いが終わったら私東堂清志郎に聞いてもらいたいことがあります
Oh ho ho.
大した寝坊だな。
逃げて
Well,
遅れてすみません
Ogie's here.
急ぎましょう。今日は歴史に残る日ですからね。
Deedhard is keeping very close eye over Ogie, so
なんでルルーシュやロロまで連絡がつかないんだよ
これら各国代表を解き伏せたの
I mean, we're in the end game
ブリタニアの敵とな
playing
る
like
可
that.
能性が高く現在
17カ国すべてが合衆国憲章への批准を終えました続きましてギルホト教
Things are moving fast. Seems like everyone really
連合国家一つだけ手はある
固有の軍事力を永久に放棄する
軍事力の放棄
正気かその上
Well then.
各合衆国の安全保障についてはどの国家にも属さない戦闘集団黒の騎士団と契約します
the Black Knight is just like they're everyone's military.
我が合衆国日本の国土が他国により蹂躙され不当な占領を受け続けています黒の騎士団の派遣を要請したいと考えますが賛成の方はご起立を
Well then.
賛成多数
Lots of politics this episode.
超合衆国決議第1
It's just like,
号進軍目標は
you were gonna do that anyway. But now we have the support of many nations.
これで
So it's more official. Huh? Explain.
劇場を引き取られますか
それでわしを出し抜いたつもりか
生きていた
だが悪くないこの戦いを制した側が世界を手に入れるということ
Yeah?
いいだろうゼロ戦いとは元来そういうものだオールハイルブリタニア日本万歳
日本
Oh boy.
が生きていた
Well, I guess the war for
お帰りなさい
the entire world
今すぐにナナリを
begins.
助けなければ今すぐにゼロがルルーシュだと世界中に明かしてしまうかしかしリーダーが敵国の王子だとなれば黒の騎士団は崩壊する
He's freaking out.
助けても 受け入れる国がなければ何の意味もない。
ご主人様の分取っておきました。朝ごはん取られていなかったようでしたから。
Please eat.
これ。
うるさい。
Ooh. You said you wouldn't.
血が出ているじゃないか。
平気です。これからいつもより全然平気です。
いつもよりって。
Yeah. Now remember who you're dealing with.
後から痛い方が中から痛いよりも。
Imagery.
ご主人様寒いんですか？
お前は中から痛い時どうしていたんだ？
私は友達がいたらよかったんですけど、親とか兄弟と違って友達なら後からでも作れるし、でも私にはそんな味方もいなくって。
それが友達だ。
Yeah, maybe it's time to turn to friends. Calling Suzaku.
スザクか。
Okay.
これでエリア11はまた戦場になる。
Yeah.
東京疎開も危ないから。それは君が決めることだろ。ルルージュ、君はゼロか？俺がゼロだ。ブリタニアの敵が僕に何の用だ？頼む、ナナリーを助けてくれ。皇帝は俺を抑えるためにナナリーを人質にしている。頼むスザク。お前
You have to protect Nunnaly.
君の頼みなんか僕が引き受けると思うのか？それでもお前しかいない。
This is not, I'm not calling you a zero.
しかしお前しかナナリーを
Jeez.
守ってください。
分かった。ナナリーを守るというのなら、ナナリーがいるこのエリア11に君が一人で来るべきだ。場所はクルルギ神社。
二人っきりで会おう。
That scene. Oh my god. I have many emotions about it.
スザクを信じるしかない。スザク。
Oh my god. What a point we've gotten ourselves to. It's interesting. This episode started off with like, oh, everything's working out well for us. And then it ended with the Emperor's back somehow. And everything's now bad again. How is the Emperor back? What did he do? How did he get... I guess it's not, like, so crazy. I mean, he could have just, like, figured out how to use the thought elevator at will. He's back, and after a lot of politics happened. Lelouch was very good this episode at, like, taking advantage of the fact that he was gone to do a bunch of political moves that you couldn't do with him because he would just, like, declare war and use political pressure of that. But with him out of the picture for a bit, he was able to make the United Federation of Nations, in which all the people under pressure of the Empire joined in order to feel a little less scared of Britannia. I like that we had that map that showed all the territory that Britannia actually controlled. It seems like a lot of Africa, the entire like Pacific, every country that borders that, except for maybe Australia, that map was a bit unclear about who owned Australia. It looked like no one. But maybe I missed it. It was like gray in one of the maps, and I was like, wait, who controls Australia then? There's no one? And now the Black Knights are being sent to invade Japan, which, you know, obviously makes sense. Really what we want is just to take over Japan and keep Nunnaly safe from there. But I feel like that can't happen without taking down the entire empire, and I don't know. It seems pretty well situated to be pretty hard to do that. Would have been easier if the Emperor stayed gone, but unfortunately. So Suzaku was having a bit of some thoughts. We got to see a lot of the knights showing up in Japan, which is going to be not great. It's been weird. It has felt like Colin has been like a captive for many episodes at this point. And Lelouch has never even been like, we gotta get her back. I mean, I think he's all like, well, we will get her back at some point. But like, hey, don't rush me. Okay? I've got a plan. But with all the knights here, it's gonna be even harder to do that. And to really fight against Britannia. But it looks like there's a big war on the horizon. Suzaku is trying to figure out what he wants to do. If where he is was really where he wanted to be. Does he have regrets? There is an interesting part of this episode about C2 being reverting back. We can no longer rely on her for much of the advice that C2 would have given. It was upsetting to see Lelouch, like, smash that plate, you know, after he said he wouldn't hurt her. But I did like how he was immediately all like, oh, shit. We know Lelouch is not exactly the most stable when it comes to his emotions. He was really feeling backed into a corner. And even though he didn't have the old C2 to give him advice, he has... I guess this is the old C2, technically. But he has this new perspective on life. And that's not what I expected to be her role to be. But she talked about how he was all like, what do you do when you're hurting inside? She's all like, you turn to your friends. Which is slowly what Lelouch has been learning. It's been like his entire character arc for a lot of this season. And I've really enjoyed that character arc of him opening up to other people. I was wondering if he was like gonna go back to school or something, but that being said, when he went back to school, who would he have talked to? Revels? I mean, sorry bro, you're not exactly someone we can rely on. But that does make me think about like how the student council is really, it's completely gone. It's completely shattered. He was the only one in the room. Suzaku's off doing military stuff. Nina has been developing a bomb, and speaking of both of them, Nina wants Suzaku to have this bomb. Now, like, this would have been basically the equivalent of during World War II if America made the person who, like, drops the nuclear bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. If it would have been like making a Japanese soldier do it. It's pretty fucked up when you think about it that way. Like, think about the real world, in our world, what the implications of this would have been. But I feel like Nina was trying to kind of force his hand to, like, stop him from, like, being Japanese, but he never will be. I don't know what's going to happen with this bomb, but I'm very afraid of when it's going to be used and what's going to happen with it. Although they were thinking of having Suzaku pilot Gurren, so that's kind of interesting. But yeah, I mean just the rest of the student council is just, they're just scattered to the winds or dead. Shirley's dead. Millie's got the job that looks fun. She's having fun with it. And Colin is... It's been interesting. She's been talking to Nunnaly. They've been talking about, since they both have older brothers, they've been talking about that. It's been a while since I've talked about Colin's past, but I've been wanting to learn more about her brother for a while. I thought for sure we'd, like, get to it at some point in this show, but as we approach the end, I'm not so sure anymore. But that ending scene. I've talked a lot about this episode already, but I gotta talk about the ending scene. In his darkest hour, Lelouch turns to Suzaku, which makes sense. Really, he's the only one he can reasonably turn to, but also, you know what I mean? You know what I mean about that? He's all like, I need you to protect Nunnaly. This is something, like, remember many episodes ago this season, Lelouch, it drove Lelouch, like, into a depressive spiral, thinking about how he wasn't enough to save Nunnaly. But he's been relying on Suzaku being able to keep her safe for a while. But now that the world is at war, essentially, he really needs her to be safe. It's like the thing he needs the most. And Suzaku's probably gonna do it anyway, but I mean, if he refused orders from the Emperor, he probably could have been executed. But so it makes sense that Suzaku's all like, I don't know if I am willing to take this risk. We have to talk one-on-one. And I cannot wait to see how that goes down. But it's just very interesting that at the core of this entire show is this relationship between Suzaku and Lelouch. I was wondering for a long time, you know, this season, it's felt like it's been, can they ever reconcile? Will things just be hopeless forever between them? Is it even possible to forgive each other in these situations? We just have to see how the conversation goes. I've got no idea, but like that preview for next time just ended with Lelouch being all like, I have to trust Suzaku. I love this friendship that, despite the fact that they, you know, they do hate each other, they hate each other because they have different viewpoints. When you take away all of the politics of this world and stuff, they're really not that different. Which I think goes back to me, like an episode I titled Two Sides of the Same Coin. At the core of both of them, they want this peace to be able, for people like Nunnaly, to be able to live in a world without having to worry. They just have two different ways of going about it. And I hope that they can realize that really they want the same thing. I don't know. It would be like the ultimate compromise to like reconcile this extreme ideological difference that they have. And if you guys can't wait, then you should subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss the last 9 episodes of Code Geass. If you like my reaction to this episode, you can let me know by leaving a like, and you can comment. Tell me what you thought about this episode. Anyway, I hope that I can make your day better, and I hope that you continue to have good days. Till next time, take it easy, everyone.